charge, the committee that's in charge of this ministry, and also the Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure. And in particular, let me welcome the chairman of that committee, and a very, very able gentleman that has been very supportive in the development of this ministry. Honorable Larry Ingeni, I welcome you, sir. And we also welcome Honorable Rahul and also Borisha for giving all the support since the ministry has been created 3 years ago. Most of the success we have really achieved in this ministry is due to their guidance and their support in most of the things they do. Members of Lagos State Executive Council, hereby present, and in particular my colleague, Honorable Latif Raji, directors in the Ministry of Information, you're very welcome. The members of staff of Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, members of Lagos State Civil Service, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, General Manager, Lagos State Electricity Board, one of the only agency under the ministry, and I would like to say that is the power or the energy behind the energy ministry. The FAMSEC in absentia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and again, members of the press, you are very welcome to another round of account of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Like my colleague mentioned earlier, the ministry was created barely 3 years ago by no other person than the actualizer, Mr. Babamide Raji Fashola, SAN, principally to see how we can also, as a state that we call a mega city, over 21 million people, latch on the opportunity in the energy sector to bring us to where we'll be as a mega city. The ministry in the last 3 years has made a lot of achievements, basically in the 3 core areas in the ministry, the 3 core technical areas in the ministry, and in addition to the agency, the Lagos State Electricity Board. The 3 key departments in the ministry I mentioned is the Solid Minerals Department, Geological Service Department, and Oil and Gas Department. And I'll commence my brief by taking you through some of the achievements the departments have recorded. The Solid Minerals Department in the ministry is actually responsible for regulating the sand mining activities in the state. As we are all aware, the minerals is still in the exclusive legislation in federal government of Nigeria, but the state, as it were, has also commenced regulating the activities of sand miners. The land that is being mined is in the state, and if the state does not take that initiative to also regulate, we will be worse for it when dangers come, when people damage the environment by doing legal mining in the state. But in addition to that, one of the key activities of that ministry is also to empower negotiants. As we speak, about 203 or 208 consents have been issued by the ministry in the last 6 months for miners that were interested in doing mining activities in the areas of construction sands, filling sand, sharp sand, plaster sand, laterite, which are the key mineral activities we have in the state as we speak. There are 3 axes that these departments regulate the mining activities. We have the Beduleki axis, we have the Badagry axis, and we also have the Kurudu axis. For a breakdown, the ministry has issued 77 consents to miners in the Beduleki axis. They issued 77 consents also to miners in Badagry semi-axis, and we have issued about 54 consent to miners who are doing mining activities in the Kurudu basically people doing laterite or what they call clay and all those red sands. Like I mentioned, the importance of this department is the issue of empowering over 9,000 negotiations, as I would say, because in terms of giving mining consent to these companies, they take a lot of jobless people on board who carry out these mining activities. And in that way, a lot of people are empowered, and they have a lot of jobs to do within Lagos axis. Today, the ministry is also regulating the mineral activities, has embarked on making sure that we cut down on illegal miners. So we also do what we call enforcement. There are a lot of illegal miners that have been arrested at one time or the other, and have been made to face the wrath of the law. In terms of professionalism, the ministry has also gone ahead to see the importance of other minerals that we have in the state. They have gone into extensive, I would say, study of the occurrence of minerals such as dolomite, such as limestone, and such as glass sands. And today, work is still ongoing to make sure these minerals too are mined legally in the state. The next department that I will mention is the Geological Services. Geological Services is a technical department in the state, and they've carried out a lot of activities which include the groundwater resource management in Lagos State. As we are aware, we have had a lot of contamination of underground water in the state. So what the department has done is to collate subsurface data, which will help them to find solution to groundwater contamination in the state, and also to simulate underground water model for the state. All this information are made available to the Water Regulatory Commission and also to Lagos State Water Corporation. Most of the projects is to determine the extent of salt water intrusion in the state's groundwater, and they put in place appropriate regulation to prevent such incursion. The ministry has also done a lot of study on some of the minerals that we believe are of occurrence in Lagos State. They have, through working with some specialized consultants, discovered that we have some occurrence of limestone in the state. Although, as it were now, we believe that it might not be of commercial quantity yet. Work is still ongoing to see how they can still get overburden so that we can get enough limestone. Limestone, as you know, is raw materials for cement manufacturing here. Also, we found out that we have a lot of bitumen, we have a lot of shale gas, and we have a lot of sedimentary iron clay and other interesting discoveries by the geological sciences. Now, today, the ministry has started commencing the investigation of some of the minerals in the West Senatorial District of the state. The field geological and geophysical investigations are about 50% complete. Today, we have some of our consultants here, geoscientists and energy and mineral resources, who are carrying out most of this investigation with us, along with the staff of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. That, again, is another opportunity for job, because the consultants we're talking about, apart from empowering the members of staff of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, are also engaging a lot of negotiations in terms of work to do most of these activities. I will talk about the area of oil and gas department before I talk about power. The oil and gas department also is another key department in the state. There is an agency that has been approved by the Executive Council of the state and that is approved by the members of the House of Assembly, and we all know about the Vile Oil and Gas. The Vile Oil and Gas is supposed to be one of the agencies in the ministry that's expected to partner with international oil companies that are interested in exploration activities, drilling activities of oil and gas in the state. As we speak, we are still trying to put the agency in place such as to perform the roles they are supposed to do. But as at now, both the oil and gas department and the key management staff of the ministry are already working on some of the deliverables of the Ibile oil and gas. And we hope with most of the things we are hearing about the discovery offshore Lagos, which as a state should be able to also partner with a technical company that can further explore the possibility of discovering more oil and gas in Lagos State. But one key thing that oil and gas department has been backing on is the promotion of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, which we know as cooking gas, as a fuel of choice for the ocean. As you are aware, LPG is a clean energy, it's available, it's environmentally friendly. So what the ministry is doing is to encourage Lagosians to switch from using either kerosene or firewood or sawdust for cooking. And we have made a lot of progress in this way. The way we've been working is we've met with the stakeholders in that energy sector. Basically, they are members of Lagos State Chamber of Commerce and the LPG section of that Chamber of Commerce. They are the people that have been importing LPG to the state. They have been distributing cylinders in the state. So what the government of Lagos State, through the Ministry of Energy, is doing is to now work along with the stakeholders to see how the LPG cylinders can be easily distributed to Lagosians, which we have been doing. As a matter of fact, a limited quantity of some of the cylinders was approved by the governor, which we have been distributing to the masses, that is, those people who cannot afford to buy this cylinder, and this exercise is still ongoing. Further to that, the department has also encouraged the development of skid tanks. Skid tank is just an instrument where you can deploy to strategic places in the state, that will allow people that want gas to go and purchase the gas. And the beauty of this is that with the skid tank deployed in the various corners in the state, you can take your LPG gas cylinder there and purchase as little as you want in terms of the gas you need to cook. And the essence is for us to be able to compete with fuels such as kerosene, which is not environmentally friendly, and also keep people from using firewood. As of today, the launching of the skid tank was done in June last year by His Excellency himself at Surulere. Subsequently, another skid tank has been launched in Ikorodu. Today, we have a program to take the skid tank to Badagry, to take it to Epe, to take it to Alimosho, and also to take it to all the nooks and corners of the state, to allow Lagosians to readily have this LPG available. Because LPG is available in Nigeria. We know that it's being produced in the eastern part of Nigeria, it's being brought in here through vessels, it's being deployed to storage tanks along the coast of Lagos. But how do we move it to get to the masses? And that's the essence of having a skid tank where the LPG trucks can bring that LPG and take it to skid tank for the masses in Lagos. That is another area that we've been empowering Lagosians, because since we started this scheme, a lot of people have come to us that they are interested. We have interacted with them. They are already doing that business. And if I will say it's still available, all Lagosians are all welcome to come to the ministry and find out information of how you can go in this business of LPG using skid tank in your neighborhood. Further to that, the ministry has also engaged in development of compressed natural gas, CNG. Today, we have one of our partners, Orlando, who has deployed a CNG station along Oshodi. CNG, again, is another form of gas. It's a compressed natural gas, not the liquefied one. Basically, that is the gas that can be used to run some of the turbines for power. So we have some of our power plants that's being driven by CNG, compressed natural gas. So the state, the ministry is also encouraging the development of compressed natural gas in the state. In the area of power, I would say Lagos State has really made a lot of progress in power development in the state. As we are aware also, power is under the exclusive hands of the federal government of Nigeria. They are the one that's in charge of generation, in charge of transmission, and also in charge of distribution. But what the state has done is to see how we, as a state, too, can complement federal government initiative by developing our own power plant, which we have done successfully well. Before I came on board, 2 power plants were deployed, and it's no more news to negotiate. There was one that was deployed at Power Akute Waterworks, 12.5 megawatts of IPP, running on gas. It's operational and it's still working well. The Marina power plant was also deployed around May 2011. It's a 10 megawatts power plant that runs on compressed natural gas that I mentioned earlier. And this power is being supplied to our own state institutions around the island. And this is a story that we have told over and over again, that today the maternity hospital in Lagos, the general hospital in Lagos, the high courts, the Mercy Hospital, and a lot of state institutions have been taking up the power grid, and they are being supplied by the Marina power plant, which is, again, I said, running on gas. Very recently, under the controller of the GM Electricity Board, the power plant in Marina was expanded to cover more of the public state institutions that I mentioned. And today, that power plant is being fully utilized. It was developed by Lagos, it was done by Nigerians, and it's operational. In the last 1 year, the Alausa power plant was also launched, and as we're here now, we are not on NEPA. I can tell you, we are now being run by our own power plant here in Alausa. We have a 10 megawatts plant that has been deployed in the secretariat that's powering all the secretariat campus. This power plant is also being extended to all the areas, the state institutions around Alausa. The LTV is under the Alausa power plant. The Soviet General Hospital, Soviet General Building Office is under the same power plant. The street lights, all the street lights within this area is under the power plant, Alausa power plant. And what is the beauty of this? The power plant is running on gas, which means we are running on an efficient and environmentally friendly fuel. There's no more big noise like we're an industry anymore in Alausa. And the health of the people is better for it, because people can have clean air than all those gas that's being emitted by diesel generators. And I'll tell you, over 120 or more generators have been decommissioned because of the installation of the Alausa power plants. I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you very much. But we have not stopped at that. Today, we are also working on putting an IPP, an 8 megawatts IPP in Ikeja. The Ikeja IPP should be commissioned before the end of this year. The IPP also will supply power to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, that we know as LASWIT. It will supply power to the police facility in Ikeja. It will give power to all the old secretariat facilities around that area, and also street lights. Last week, that the first one I mentioned, will be given that power. So before the end of the year, all those facilities will be off the NEPA grid, and will be under the control of the Lagos State power plants. And like I mentioned earlier, once this power is being put in place, we'll take them off grid, so that some of the areas around the Ikeja and all the rest of the Alausa can now get more power from the national grid. Also, we are doing another power plant in Lekki. It's going to be a 6 megawatt plant we are putting in Lekki. That power plant will supply the Victoria Island and street lights in Victoria Island all the way to the new bridge that we just put in place. It's also supply the water works in Ikoyi, in Victoria Island and in Lekki, and all the other state institutions that we might find available will go under that 6 megawatts. I've had a lot of people come to me from Lekki to talk about Lagos State giving them power, and I've told them, yes, we may not get that approval from the NERC, who is the regulator, but we are looking at also working in tandem with the Eco Distribution Company. They are one of the companies that has just taken over the PACN assets, and the intention of this ministry with the agency Lagos Electricity Board is to see how we can partner with Eco Distribution Company to put a generating facility, embedded generation facility in place that they can distribute with their own distribution facility, and that will make power available to the residents, to commercial building, and all the other people. So I see a bright light down the tunnel. Hopefully, very soon, we should be talking about uninterrupted power supply in Lagos. The Lagos State Electricity Board is also doing a lot of activities which I will have to also mention at this forum. They've been working with the kids in school, in secondary school, primary school, or secondary school, to teach them how to manage power, how to use electricity, and how to conserve electricity. And today, they've made a lot of tremendous progress in covering a lot of schools in Lagos. We call them catch them young. But the importance of conserve energy, you are saving money. You save money, you conserve energy. Because we are talking about most of the energy that's not available to us. So the more you conserve, the more you save. And that has been the slogan from the Lagos State Electricity Board. Also, they are putting in place what I call an energy academy. And I've had opportunity of discussing this with the GM. And what she has in place is to have the Lagos State Energy Academy, which will partner with a number of international engineering and power companies to provide hands-on vocational training on a wide range of topics and subjects to power sector value. The academy will be a classroom-based teaching approach to teach people, a lot of people that need to use to drive our power initiative, not only in Lagos, but in Nigeria. The objective of the academy is to provide industry and international standard training to young citizens looking to be gainfully employed in all areas of power value, ranging from generation, transmission, distribution, management, and production of power components such as transformer, meters, and light fixtures. One of the objectives is also to improve the standard electricity technicians and professionals in Lagos State and Nigeria. And there will be an establishment of Lagos State Energy Academy certification scheme to provide domestic and industrial users for electricity professionals a high level of comfort to receive and continue to receive a high level of training and experience. And I tell you, today, that is the problem we probably will be facing because of the shortage of power gap within the power sector. And this academy is supposed to meet what I call the shortage of power gap. And that is something very unique for people in Lagos. Also, I'd like to mention that in addition to all this, the Lagos State Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has been open to all negotiations in areas of energy-related matters that we can move forward as quickly as possible to make Lagos State the mega city that it deserves in energy related. Part of what we are doing to do that is also to develop a policy. Today, we are already putting in place a policy that we're going to run through the Executive Council, and also that we pass to, of course, our House of Assembly for approval. Part of the thing that we're going to achieve in this policy is to also see how we, as a state, can also manage this energy that I mentioned earlier, the power that is in short demand. I'd like to say today, we only get only 1,000 megawatts of power from federal government. The energy audit that has been done by the Lagos State Electricity Board has confirmed that the minimum energy requirement in this league is over 5,000 megawatts. And if the whole country is only putting in place 4,000 megawatts, and Lagos State above 5,000 megawatts, you see the need for us to have a policy and the regulations to move our energy to the class we belong as a state mega city. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm available for questions, and I thank you very much for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Honourable Commissioner deserves another round of applause. Gentlemen of the press, I think the Joshua, that's the appointment there. Okay, I have about 3 questions. The first one would be how many megawatts are we looking at?
How much have we saved as government in putting in place independent power plants? Well, I would say is I would put it a way to say you cannot really quantify how much you have saved. Because, I mentioned about Alausa Secretariat in particular. Let's use that as a base case. Today you walk around Alausa Secretariat, everything is silent. You look at all the staff, they are looking healthy, or healthier than the way you are. Those are things you cannot quantify in terms of money. We had over 120 to 140 generators that have been consuming diesel, and you have to maintain the generator. And at the end of the day, PACM will still be a bill for power they never supply. So even if I tell you any figure, you know the kind of money the government is saving by using not only their own IPP, but using an efficient and environmentally friendly fuel. But on the work part, I would say we are stationed at close to about 600 million naira. A month. Because when you quantify how much you pay for all those things that in maintaining generators, you can see the kind of figure that we're talking about. On the how many megawatts? Second question: how many megawatts with the discos are we talking about in terms of collaboration? Well, the distribution companies who have this infrastructure to distribute this power. They will probably be on the driver's seat in terms of giving us the quantum of power we need to engage us with. Let me put it this way: if you take Lekki and Ikoyi as this alone, okay, and the whole disco decide to collaborate with Lagos State to put an embedded generation, they have the figure to tell us. But we, on our side, in terms of our agency, Lagos Electricity Board, we do our own energy audits to find out the demand for power for that area. So based on that figure, we'll be able to size the generating plants that we're going to put in place. And that's the way we do for most of the areas in Lagos. We carry out the energy audit, we interact with the discos, and we can now put in place an appropriate power that will supply that area. The gas, LPG gas, is cited in different places, and I believe your worry is that some of them are not suitably cited where it's supposed to be. But let's put this way, the LPG scheme, is also something we do in collaboration with our partners. One of the partners I'm talking about, the regulator, the Department of Petroleum Resources. They are the one that give the permit. But within the state government, we have the Department of Physical Planning that has to approve whichever site that people choose to put this plant. We've got a team that's been coordinated by this ministry to coordinate the physical planning, to coordinate the Lagos Fire Department, we talk to the Department of Petroleum Resources, and the essence is to make it very smooth for investors that want to put a escape plan in place. So I don't think anybody will probably put any plans in place that is not approved, because governments are working together to make sure that we take the safety and health of people in place before we approve for them to put escape plan. The street light, free trade zone. Okay, you talk about the free trade zone for the refineries. Okay, yeah. But again, I would like to say that the federal government is the regulator for refineries. The Lagos state government is not regulating refineries. What we are doing as a state is to encourage investors that want to come and put refinery in the state. But in terms of the number of people that have applied, in terms of where they want to put it, I think we need to see Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources or Department of Petroleum Resources have the exact figure. I don't want to give you a figure that is not correct because they are the regulator. But we, as a state, we're encouraging investors because this is where the market is. You know, for over 70% of downstream activities in Nigeria is being done in Lagos. So it is very sensible for any investor that wants to go to the refinery to put one here in Lagos State. I'll let the Lagos General Manager, Lagos Energy Board, take on the street.
On the issue of the street lighting, I think I want to walk back on maybe some of the challenges which people don't understand. In 2008, we already had one street functioning, which was all over the entire Lagos. When we took over Lagos Electricity Board, it was 40 kilometers of lighting. By the end of this year, we'll have 400 kilometers of lighting. Most of these streets are powered by diesel-operated generators because of the power problem. Until we stop connecting with diesel power generators and we have sustainable power, the issues are we're not going to be able to cover the whole of Lagos. There are also some very key issues that we might not be aware of. The dimension between local government, state government, and federal government roads. For the last 3 years, I think we've been looking to do roads like third mainland roads, but we've been told it is a federal government road. In terms of some of the construction, I mean, I will look into the roads you said. We just don't have enough resources within the state to cover the entire state. And it was very key policy that His Excellency put into place that at least every new road should have street lighting coming as standard from when we can actually connect them. So we're looking for different plans. That's why we're looking at some solar street lighting. We're looking at all these different types of technologies to allow us to do it. But the truth of the matter is until we have sustainable power supply in Lagos, we will not have functioning public lighting for the entire Lagos.
Thank you very much. I think I will answer the last question first because I remember I don't pick up last one. Actually, the total number of megawatts by the time we complete both the one on Ikeja and the one in Lekki will run about around 47 megawatts, totally. Because what we try to do is just to do the captive power, 10 megawatts, 12 megawatts here and there. So totally we have 47 megawatts more. By the time we complete the last one. Thank you. The question, okay, àwọn tó ń wa kòsà, ẹ̀kọ́ tó ń fi nǹkan tẹ́ sọ òótọ́ ni nípa àwọn tó ń lọ ń wa yẹ̀pẹ̀ níbi tí èèkàn wa yẹ̀pẹ̀. Àní nǹkan tí mo kọ́kọ́ fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn pé iṣẹ́ táwa gbà ní ministry wa ni pé ka àwọn tí ìjọba fún ní ìwé láti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ torí ká tó fún wọn ní ìwé a máa kọ́kọ́ ó ní ìdáhùn ìbéèrè kan láti dáhùn láti rí pé wọ́n mọ̀ nípa iṣẹ́ yẹn àdẹ̀tí máa mú wọn lọ sí ministry wa míì tẹ́pọ̀ àwọn náà wà ní tó ń ṣe study tó ń pè ní EIA environmental impact assessment yẹn ní iṣẹ́ tí àwọn ministry yẹn ṣe láti rí pé tó máa wáyé pẹ̀lú ìbáyọ̀ wọn ní bàbẹ̀jẹ́ pé ìbẹ̀dẹ̀ tọ́ láti wáyé pẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wá sọ àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé ìwọ̀n bá ṣe ń bá wọn sọ yìí náà wọn ò ní dá lóhùn wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú ṣe iṣẹ́ ìbàjẹ́ níbi tí ò yẹ kán ṣe and ìyẹn ló fi jẹ́ pé tàbí náwọn task force àwọn bí ọlọ́pàá ti ìjọba wa tó máa ń lọ mú àwọn tó bá wá yẹ̀pẹ̀ ibi tí ìyẹ̀kan wá yẹ̀pẹ̀ so iṣẹ́ dẹ̀ ń lọ lójoojúmọ́ láàárọ̀ lọ́sàn-án lóru láti rí i pé a jẹ́ kí wọ́n bà ilẹ̀ ìlú wa jẹ́. Tí afẹ́fẹ́ ìdáná náà tẹ́ sọ iṣẹ́ oríṣiríṣi náà láti ṣe láti rí i pé bá ṣe ń ṣe kínní pé kò ní jẹ́ jàǹbá fún àwọn èèyàn wa. A ti ṣe oríṣiríṣi ìwé tá a máa ń pín fún àwọn èèyàn láti sọ fún wọn bí wọ́n ṣe lè lo afẹ́fẹ́ ìdáná yẹn tẹ́ pé kò ní pa wọ́n lára. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ gbà pẹ̀lú mi pé bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mi ò rò pé a ti rí jàǹbá kankan ní ilẹ̀ yìí nípa pé afẹ́fẹ́ ìdáná tá à ń polówó yìí ó jẹ́ jàǹbá fáwọn èèyàn. Gbogbo àwọn tọ́rọ̀ tí ìlú tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ìlú ó sìn wọ́n ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa ni pé àwọn ọmọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí. Ṣé wọ́n pé tí àwọn èèyàn bá ti di pé nǹkan tó ń lò fi dáná tó bá ti di pé ó tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn ònífẹ́ tó ń yí padà ṣùgbọ́n tó ń wà tá a jẹ́ kó mọ bí ilé ṣe dá tó tó dẹ̀ yí padà àwọn tó fẹ́ yí padà wọn náà rí pé ilé ó dájú pé kó máa lo nǹkan dáná tó dá fún ìlera wọn lọ. Then there was a person have been arrested so far and how much are they fined? Well, that question I can do it in relative term because since the past 2 years, the number of illegal miners have reduced tremendously. I think now we still get like 2-3 people per month, who take chance and do the illegal mining. The fine, according to government, is 1 million naira per truck if they arrest. So, but the essence is not really punitive in the sense that you want to just punish them by slashing 1 million naira for doing illegal mining, but just to debar them, to prevent them, to deter them, so to say, from committing such an offense. But really, it's 1 million naira for anybody caught doing illegal mining when they seize the truck, and I believe that has really helped a lot in reducing illegal mining so far in the state. Thank you. I'll let the driver take off the question about it. Thank you.
Thank you. In terms of, I'll start with the question on cable theft. Yes, cable theft is still an issue. However, we're really lucky because we've been able to interact with the community and the public, and now we try and send the message that if you see anybody working on streets like that, you can't identify that, they don't bring out their ID card, please contact us or call the police. But also, one of the reasons why people steal cable is because the cable is made with copper, and copper is valuable. So another thing we're trying to develop at Lagos State Government is looking for different types of copper, like aluminium. People think that don't have the value to be stolen. So this is the type of pilot project we're working on now. There was another question on energy and the wastage of energy. We've calculated that in Lagos today, we waste something like 31 billion naira a year on wasting power. And that goes from everything of not switching things off or not utilizing energy saving bulbs. But the most important message is to switch things off when you are not in the house or not using that particular room. And there will be considerable savings made because of that. In terms of solar, again, I'll have to agree with you. Some of the solar installations can come quite dim, but I can assure you that all the solar installations Lagos State Government has put in the last 2 years are being tested now on streets in Lagos, and they're working perfectly. We understood the challenges of the bad technology we were using before, and we've now improved on that. So even to be able to be solar certified, it's actually a 6-month process. You have to come improve your technology. We have to test the way all your equipment is working, and you can even download our solar public lighting standards on the Lagos State Electricity Board website, which is www.lsca.gov.ng. So we've taken it very seriously. We've learned from our mistakes, and we're now working effectively on the solutions.
Let me also add that most of the solar lights or street lights that you see really do not really belong to government. You know, there are so many institutions that are also trying to try solar. The solar street light that we are trying to deploy in the state is working, and I can guarantee that. I can give an example. If you go to the road in Victoria Island, where they have Mega Plaza, I think the Google Martins, those are some of the street lights that we have tested, and in the last 6 to 8 months, they have been on, they have been bright. Those are the ones we have tested, and as GM said, it has gone through technical evaluation and scrutinization before they put them there. We will not put any solar light that will not work, but there are a lot of institutions in the state from different agencies that are trying also different things on solar. Thanks.
Is there anything for regulation so that those who want to put street lights, monitor and the government ensure that they do the right thing, they do the right kind of material, so that you don't just put them there for the sake of just putting them there and not giving out the light that people really need.
Yes, sir. There are public lighting standards and there are solar lighting standards. Again, on the website that I discussed, no one on public streets can put on solar, but in private estates, people or in the privately, people can put their own standards in place. But on streets, if we find that the technology isn't working, we do implement, and we do have standard documents for everything you just discussed. So people know how to do it, and they have to get approval from my agency of management before they continue with their installation.
Honorable Commissioner, as part of our innovation, the questions are online and joined us on our Twitter handle from Kimberly Ademola. What is the relationship between IPP and the privatized power sector? That is what he wants to know. Kimberly Ademola on our Twitter handle.
IPP means independent power project. To break it down to the simplest form, when you have a generator in your house, you are actually generating power independently. That means you're not connecting to any grid, you're off grid. The new privatized companies are the ones that took over the old ACM. So they're two distinctively different things. It's just that they are doing the same job of trying to provide more power. But IPPs are totally independent, and the IPPs in Lagos State are Lagos State IPPs to Lagos State facilities, not to the public.
Power sector is the federal government institutions that's now going to private hands. And as you know, this started some years back where they have privatized generation. There's a lot of advertisements on selling those generating power plants. And also recently last year they completed also privatization of distribution infrastructure. And that's why we have in Lagos State the coal distribution company that is being owned by a private company, and the